Caribbean Connections TV.
This is a mic check. Tell me, are you listening? It's time for revolution. We need a revolution. Greetings, you're tuned in to Caribbean Connections and welcome to the program. Right about now, you're tuned in to Sister Donisha Prendergast. Today, we had a reasoning session about spirituality and Rastafari, which brings me to this documentary that I'm talking about, Rasta, A Soul's Journey. It tells the story of a young woman's mission around the world to discover the roots and evolution of Rastafari, and that young woman is me. It's been an amazing journey, but now we're about to release right here in Toronto. So without no long talking, check out www.rastaonline.ca for lots of footage, pictures, literature on Rastafari as a movement, then and now, and where you can find out where next we will be. So tune in, and one love every time. Seeing blessed love. Caribbean Connections, it's time for revolution, and it starts with Rastafari.
Behind in Africa, why oh why oh why? Just last month I cry, oh why? I see 28,000 children left behind. Why oh why? Do they leave them? Why do they leave them so far behind? I see, oh Father, oh.
All right. Wow, so the numbers are growing. And today we're going to tell some true stories. So I'm going to open up my heart and my life. And I hope you all feel the same to do the same. Right? The journey at 26 really has just begun. Because I imagine 10 years from now, my grandfather is dead. You know, and he too has just begun on his journey. You know, so I kind of compare it. I kind of forced to compare myself then, my journey to my grandfather's journey. But it's different because I am female and because this is a different time and because we all have different journeys. So a few years ago, I was in a relationship. This is intense. Alright, maybe we should start and sometimes you have to confront yourself. Like in the mirror, confront yourself. Like talk to yourself and ask yourself, who are you? Do I recognize you? When is the last time we had a conversation? You know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, have I changed? Why have I changed? What is real? What is not real? Am I impacting lives? Am I making a difference? Or am I just being selfish and working on my own life? These are the questions that I have asked myself in my search for spirituality. Because spirituality is not individuality. Being able to connect to the spirits is being able to connect to every one of you right here. Because what if I told you that we're bits and pieces of each other? Would you believe me? How come you meet a stranger and you guys just connect? And for those few moments that you share, maybe it be days or years, how beautiful it is. But you can also connect with somebody else just the same way. Because we're bits and pieces of each other. I am a healer. I'm a lover. I'm a mother. Not yet. But you know what I mean. I'm an educator. You know, that's the role that the feminine principle plays. If there are women who can't understand that, we need to do some more growing and talking. Look out into the world and look at our men. And it's no disrespect, right? We're just talking straight because we have to talk honest, right? The men right now, they're not being allowed to grow in certain ways. And that is also because the woman is trying to grow away from them. I will fall back to His Majesty and Empress Menen. His Majesty never walked alone. Empress Menen was always by his side, not behind him and not in front of him. And so if I must be looking for role models, I have to look to that, to understand that principle. A lot of barefoot work will use them. And it's the same thing that I find myself doing these days. Especially after doing this documentary, Rasta Soul's Journey. It showed me that I wasn't doing anything as a Rasta woman, you know. I was just wearing the colors, wearing the dreadlocks, calling Haile Selassie name, but I wasn't doing the work that is required as a Rasta. Empress Menen shows us that. She established one of the first up-to-date, technologically speaking, hospitals in Africa, in Ethiopia. His Majesty established the first university in Ethiopia. You know? So, as role models, they have shown me how to be a role model then. I don't think my grandfather would have been singing much music these days. There's so much work to do, and there's so many musicians out there singing good music. I think Bob Marley would have been in the streets, a real soldier. I think he would have been in Africa, building museums, building hospitals, building schools, doing the real work. So, I mean, it's time for us to put things back into context then. Because I think we've taken it out of context with the over-marketing of Bob Marley and the red, gold and green hair and the image of dreadlocks everywhere. Let's put things back into context. Get some real work done. So I'll start with, what is a Rastafarian, or how do you define yourself to be a Rastafarian? That is your decision. You must know when that time comes, and you must know when it reveals. When you couldn't tell me that I'm revealing, when you couldn't tell me that, when it could reveal. You know?
You need a pin?
Please. Thank you, because I don't want it to be popping out, sorry. Rastafari in this day represents African and the Africanness and African identity, because there is no other movement, not being disrespectful either, no other movement as far as I can see out there that stands up and shows Africa is the way forward right now, and we should be talking more about Africa. Identifies an African king for us as African people, an African queen, you know, even if it's not in its purest form. Look how it has been able to spread, you know. So that's what Rastafari represents, that love, that unity, that peace, that coming to yourself again, that connecting with others, African identity, custom, you know what I mean? Sacrifice, service, vision, truth, rights and justice. Correct. Not a bag with Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey. He is the one that said Africa for Africans. He is the one that said one love. He's the one that said emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have a unity with our sister. Because we all talk about unity, but do you know what it takes to be a friend, to be a sister? Do you know how selfless you have to be? How much sacrifice you have to go through? Important. You see, women together are so much stronger than women fighting, because women are the ones that set the balance in the world. I know how powerful my feminine energy is. And maybe the sisters, I'm sure y'all know how powerful your energy is too. And if we are not at balance, then nobody in the space is going to be at balance. Best believe that. So that is why I said that we have to be first open to unity and not just talk about it. Sisters have a lot of divides. In Jamaica, for instance, this is my sister Nyani. Nyani has done a documentary. She's still in works of doing a documentary about shadism and about how that affects women, you know? In Jamaica, you have this thing where you look at me and I'm a brownie, but I'm not a high color brownie. You know what I mean? I'm just a brownie. But then a dark-skinned sister, you hear that she's Kunta Kinte, you know, or some from some tribe or something that they try to associate negatively. So growing up with that, there are so many insecurities that are in our sisterins right now that is so unnecessary, and we never have nothing to do with it. It's the slavery system that have so much to do with it. All of us are so beautiful in our own. Suppose I told you right now I wish I was so much darker. You know? But at the same time, that's that insecurity that's talking. Because just as I am beautiful too. Just as you are beautiful too. You know? So the women them have to know that they're beautiful in themselves. And once you can do that, and once you can say, boy sister, you're so beautiful. And you're so beautiful. Then maybe we can move forward. What's she wearing? She thinks she hot. You know?
Caribbean Connections TV will bring the Caribbean and its flavors to our viewers in a fresh, vibrant way that will entertain as well as educate. It's your direct connection to the Caribbean experience. Caribbean Connections TV.
Buckle your seatbelts. This is going to be an exciting, fantastic, energetic, soul-stirring ride. So don't you move.
Hey, it's Paradise and you're watching Caribbean Connections Television, connecting the Caribbean and its people. Hey, it's your girl Paradise and you can now watch us on Rogers Digital Cable, channel 129. Buckle your seatbelts. We're about to take off.
Caribbean Connections TV will take you back to the islands. Each week, Caribbean Connections explores new community events, from carnivals to concerts, artists, jazz festivals, culinary happenings in Canada and around the world.
Getting married? Congratulations! Hire Caribbean Connections Television to come and capture those special memories. And if you have friends and relatives that can't make it to your wedding, we can also stream it live so they can watch it right where they are, anywhere around the world. And why stop at weddings? How about those other special memories like birthdays, graduations, funerals, and live births? Don't leave your friends and relatives out. Let them share in your special memories. Stream it live. Call us at Caribbean Connections Television.
Caribbean Connections TV will bring the Caribbean and its flavors to our viewers in a fresh, vibrant way that will entertain as well as educate. It's your direct connection to the Caribbean experience. Caribbean Connections TV.